Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's job, well one of today's jobs, is to replace a piece of glass in a door which has been smashed. So at the moment I've just pulled up to the glass supplier there. So I'm going to pop in there, pick up the piece of glass, and then I'll catch up with you when I'm at the job. Okay, this is the job. Here's the door here. Apparently what happened, the fire brigade came and brought something, dragged something through. I don't think it was the hose, like the water hose, it was something, an extractor hose or something like that. It damaged that paintwork and obviously knocked the glass, so there's a bit of a crack in here, so that's what I'm going to try and take out and pop a new piece in. So first of all, I need some gloves on for this because we might get sharp bits of glass. First of all, but second of all, I suppose, after the gloves, we need to see if the beading's fixed from the inside or the outside. I think this is from the inside. It usually is from the inside for security reasons, so people can't take the glass out from the outside, such as burglars, but I don't know of any burglars that actually bother taking the glass out, saying I don't know any burglars, so forget that. But generally it's from the inside. Now the way I do it, I use just a normal paint scraper, and we want to start on the longest bead first because we've got to ease it away from the frame because we've got mitre joints there. If you're trying to leave a little one out like that, it's nigh on impossible. So what I'll do, I'll carefully go down, try and get this under the timber bead and just ease it out slowly, like I say, starting with the longer ones, and then these ones will come out after. Problem with this, it looks like there's many years of paint on here, so you've just got to be careful and work it in there. So you'd start there. I'll bring the camera over and show you that close up. So we've broke the paint there, and you can see it's starting to ease that away. So now carefully, I'll tell you what I want to try. I want to just run my knife blade just down here, see if that cuts the paint. That might make a little bit of a neater job, less damage to the paintwork. Except I possibly run off the joint and onto the bead there, so just have to be careful. Years and years of thick paint on there. Right, give that a go. There, that's starting to ease that out, so just work down. I wonder whether I can get a screwdriver. What I'll do, I'll just pop that in there, and that'll hold that open, and then I can move this down and just keep working my way down, just trying not to damage the bead or the paintwork too much. And there you can see I've run slightly off with the knife there, but it doesn't matter because we'll paint it all anyway. So that's starting to curve, starting to bend now. As you can see, you would never have done it with that. Right, so now it's at that point, I can get my fingers behind, I can sort of ease it away from the glass. There is a chance that I'll break this bead. I don't think I've ever broken one up to now, but there's always the chance. What we can sometimes do, I can see the nail, little pin there and there. Give that a little tap, it might pop through the beading. No. If I could pull that nail out, it would make life easier. Seeing that that one's actually out of the wood, it's behind there. Well, this should ease out. This is the trickiest bit, getting this, there we go. See the bottom's coming away, that's that one out. Now always stand these up. What I like to do is stand them up in the order they came out. So I'll stand that one there, and the right hand one there, and the bottom one, so I know which way they go in, just in case they are slightly different sizes. So again, I'll pop this other large, the longer bead out. We'll take that out and then move on to the smaller ones. Exactly the same method on this side, just ease it out gradually. There we go. We'll have these pins to remove, that one there, we'll sort that out later. So we'll pop that to the side there, so that's the right hand side one. And we've got little pins in here which will stop the glass from coming out. I'll show you those. There's one there. Don't know if you can see that, a little pin. And there's one there, and there's one there. So we need to remember to take those out before we try getting the glass out. I've still got the two, the top and the bottom bead to get out. But you see now that those are out, the longer ones, that'll pop out dead easy straight up. There, like that. So you would never have got that out with the two side ones in place. So there's the bottom one. Top one fell out. Wasn't even a pin in that one. So now what I'm going to do is go at the outside and try and push this piece of glass out. It's probably stuck in with a little bit of sealant or something similar, so it might take a little bit of getting out this way. You've got to be careful not to cut yourself. Actually, tell you what I didn't do. I didn't remove those pins that I was talking about. So let's get those first. So obviously they're going to hit the glass. Aye. No, it seems alright at the minute.
Hello, I've got it.
And there's the old piece out. So now what I'm going to do is clean off all this remaining sealant. What's in here, it's quite hard. So we might need a chisel, a sharp chisel, like that. And I can go all the way along the edge, like that, all the way around, and clean all that out, ready for the new piece of glass to go in. So I'll do that, and then come back there. Okay, that's that cleaned up, taking all that out with the chisel. I'm just going to use the trusty Parkside vacuum cleaner just to get any little bits out. Don't want any little bits of dust and things like that, especially in the corners. It seems to build up. So I'll give that a quick clean out. These here, this little trusty Parkside thing, about 12 quid. Had to buy a battery and a charger, but absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't want to do my whole house with it, but it's fine just for little bits like that. Right, so the new piece of glass is here. It's laminated glass, which is basically two pieces. I think they're 3mm pieces of glass with like a laminated section in between, gluing them together. So if they break, like you saw on this piece, it all holds together, it doesn't shatter, you don't get bits all over.
If it breaks, it just keeps it all together. Similar, I think car windscreens are perhaps like that, or used to be like that. I think they go into little squares, don't they? But I think they're laminated as well. Anyway, when you're measuring up for a piece of glass, rule of thumb, if it's in a timber frame, I always deduct, I think, 6 millimetres. So if that was 100 millimetres from timber to timber, what you call your tight size, I would take 6 millimetres off there to allow 3 millimetre all the way around, same obviously top and bottom. So this piece I've measured up, it's stamped up there saying it's laminated, so that wants to go at the bottom. So that'll sit in, and there we've got roughly 3 millimetres all the way around. We don't want it sitting on the bottom, we want to ease it up very, very slightly to try and make the space nice and even. So I'm just putting a very thin bead of silicone, just clear silicone sealant, just to the outside section of the frame, just to bond the glass to it a little bit and stop any water running in. That's about it. What I've also done is put a couple of the little bits of foam what are stuck on there. I'll quickly show you. Just down on the bottom there, just as spaces, just to sit the glass up. That should sit it up about 3 mil. So now ready to pop the glass in. Always have your top bead ready. I've put the nail in there. There was actually a little pinhole in there already, so whether or not somebody's removed that in the past, because that was one that didn't have one in. I'm just using 25 millimetre veneer pins. So I've tapped it in so it's just about through the back of the timber there. So now I'm going to lift the piece of glass in and then get that bead in. Obviously I don't want to put the piece of glass in, turn around, mess around with beads and it fall out. It probably wouldn't fall out because it'll be stuck with the sealant. So there you go, just carefully bedding it on. Like that. I've got it evenly spaced, or as even as possible around the outside. That probably wouldn't fall out, to be fair. It's pretty much stuck in as it is. And I'm going to pop that top bead in. Just got to be very careful when you're hitting this. You don't want to strike the glass. One in. It's just going to be the same procedure for the other ones. Obviously getting them in is much easier than taking them out because they're not nailed, so you can just literally slide them in, so you can more or less put them back in whatever order you want really. Always start with the top just to secure that glass. I'm happy that that's not going to fall out now. So I'll get these nailed back in. Sometimes the beads are a little bit tight. I think this is just catching on the old paintwork there, so you can either get a knife and cut a little bit of paintwork away, or what you can often do is just sort of bend this very slightly. You don't want to crack it there into position like that, and that's in place there. I'll just carefully nail that all the way up. Quick tip here with these beads, if they've got old nails in and they're all painted over, rather than tapping the nail there to try and knock it through, which often splits this, what I do is grip it from that side and actually pull the nail through. See, just pull it straight through and it's not damaged the side there. So that's the beads in, all nailed in, and just the final thing I like to do is use one of these little pin punches and just tap the nail head or pin head just flush or just very slightly under the surface before we paint it. Right, that's what's fitted in. What I'll do now, I'll nip the van, get some wipes and wipe the silicone. I don't think you can see that it's spread out a little bit on the glass. Outside, I'll give that a clean off, pull these pads off, give this a little bit of a rub down and touch up the paintwork. I'll just paint around the beads a little bit and then hopefully it'll be as good as new and not noticeable.
Right, so there we have it, all done. I've painted that up, touched it up in white gloss. I think it looks fine. Obviously the old gloss is a slightly more yellowy colour with the age, but that'll sort of wear in over time. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Even if you haven't enjoyed it, please subscribe, it all helps out. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.